One of the things that makes any anime fan go, wow, is a character with unbelievable power that leaves everyone's mouth open in awe. So we decided to rank the anime with an overpowered main character feared by everyone. So before we hop in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. With that, let's get right into it. BlazBlue, Alter Memory. On number 10, we have BlazBlue, Alter Memory, which is based on the video games BlazBlue Calamity Trigger and BlazBlue Continuum Shift. The story revolves around Ragna, the Blood Edge, the wielder of the Azure Grimoire, the most powerful grimoire ever to exist. He also wields Aramasa, a large blade that can also take the form of a scythe. Our Heterochromia protagonist is shown to be an SS-class rebel with a historic bounty on his head. With the backdrop set in 2199, the show is based in the hierarchical city of Kagutsuchi, where a secret called the Librarium governs Ars Magus. Ars Magus is a system of power that is accessed using grimoires, similar to Ragna's Azure Grimoire. To collect the bounty and his Azure Grimoire, diverse groups and individuals from vampires to vigilantes converge on Ragna. Will he be able to fend them all off while facing off the Librarium's top Captain Hazama? Watch BlazBlue Alter Memory to find out. Koukaku no Regios. In the post-apocalyptic future, humans are shown to live in mobile cities called Regios that shelters them from what lurks outside. As in most futuristic dystopian settings, robots have turned on their creators. Mutated nanomachine beasts called filth monsters, or contaminoids, roam outside Regios, and humans must fend them off using weapons called DITE, which are driven by harnessing the power of K. K is the source of power for martial artists, and its users can use this power, which stems from within them in various ways. Leifon Alsif wants to separate himself from all of this, but unbeknownst to him, he can harness the power of K like none other. However, this does not escape the knowledge of Kalian Loss, the student council president, and Nina Antalk, a military arts student and captain of the 17th platoon, who instantly recognizes his abilities and decides he's the perfect candidate to join her group. The anime shows how this entire setting is just an alternate reality that has survived many generations with someone trying to preserve it, while others try to destroy it to revert to the real world. If you like dystopian settings and are into anime like Paprika, where what's real is very questionable, then Koukaku no Regios is for you. UQ Holder, Mahou Sensei. At number 8, we have UQ Holder, Mahou Sensei. It's set a few generations after the world of the writers, Ken Akamatsu, previous work, Negima Magister Negimagi. This anime is about Tauta Kono, who is the amnesiac grandson of the protagonist in Negima Magister Negimagi. After the death of his parents, Tauta Konoe is raised by his guardian, Yukihime, a teacher. The show begins with Tauta's yearning to explore the outside world and to ascend to the top of Amana Mihashira, a tower that leads to outer space. And so, Tauta sets to escape his mundane life, but on the way, his guardian is attacked, which leads her to reveal her true identity. It turns out that she's a vampire with the name Evangeline A.K. McDowell. She reveals how to save his life from the mysterious accident that killed his parents. His parents had requested for her to turn Tauta into a vampire as well. Evangeline finds now that both their immortal nature is known. They must set off for UQ Holder, where a group of immortals serves to uphold justice. To find out more about this group, follow them on their journey by watching UQ Holder, Mahou Sensei. JoJo no Kimyo na Bouken. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of the most well-known anime on this list thanks to its art styles, poses, and frequent references to Western popular music and fashion. This anime series is based on the third story arc of the manga Stardust Crusaders. It follows the story of Kujo Jotaro, a popular high schooler. It sets off with Kujo being paranoid about being possessed by a spirit, and to restrain the spirit, he locks himself away. After guidance from his grandfather and a face-off with his grandfather's friend Abdul, Kujo learns that he's not possessed, but in fact, it's his stand. We learn that in JoJo's realm, people are capable of transforming their inner spiritual power into a stand, a martial arts technique that allows its user to focus bodily energy into sunlight via controlled breathing. Kujo's stand is Star Platinum that has exceptional strength and speed, as well as the ability to stop time during a fight. Dio Brando, a vampire who was defeated by Kujo's great-great-grandfather Jonathan, awakens after 100 years when his tomb is salvaged from the ocean. Dio manages to capture Jonathan's body, and so stands start to awaken in Jonathan's descendants. Holly, Cujo's mother, however, is unable to cope with her own stand and has only 50 days to live. Jotaro, Joseph, and Abdul set out to defeat Dio before her mother's time is up and encounter Dio's henchmen along the way. Garo, Hono no Kokuin. Garo Hono no Kokuin makes it at number 6. It features a targeted campaign on Makai knights and alchemists by the Valiant Kingdom, who disguise it as a hunt against those who practice witchcraft for public approval. However, the Makai knights and alchemists are the only ones protecting humanity from the brink of destruction by demons called horrors. Horrors possess souls that are plagued by sadness and pain. After the death of his mother at the hands of the kingdom, one such Makai knight, Leon Luis, inherits the legendary armor of the Golden Knight Garo from his mother. Still reeling from the hatred against the kingdom, Leon sets out with his father and mentor, German, also known as Zorro the Shadow-Cutting Knight, to investigate the upsurge of horrors in the kingdom's capital. Little did he know that he would chance upon the outcast prince Alfonso Sanvaliant, who was betrayed and exiled. Since that encounter, their fate is intertwined, and they both must now aid each other in their mission. Luger Code 1951. At number 5, we have Luger Code, which is an ONA rather than a full-length show, but regardless, it is a must-watch. Produced by Aniplex, the show revolves around Testa Lilbel, a university professor who can learn just about any language, and his adventures after being hired to decipher the Luger Code on the recommendation of his senior, Sergeant Rosa. The Luger Code is used to encrypt radio signals by the werewolves that are considered enemies to the human race. However, the code proves more difficult to solve than could have been imagined, and Testa, who's determined to solve it, sets out to catch a werewolf to aid him in doing so. After hitting rock bottom, he finally manages to find a female werewolf, Yonaga. Being so short prevents us from diving deeper in without spoiling the fun, so watch Luger Code to find out the unexpected. Kakumeki Valvrave. Kakumeki Valvrave is a mecha anime that is set in a futuristic era and revolves around Haruto Tokishima, a student from Sakimori High School. Earth is abandoned by 70% of the human population, and the remaining have divided it into 3 territories: Dorsia Military Pact Federation, Atlantic Ring United States, and the Japan and Islands of Oceanian Republic, or JIOR. The former two are superpowers, while JIOR is a neutral state that is economically prosperous. Haruto lives on the Dyson Sphere Module 77, which was also built by JIOR, but is then invaded by the Dorsian army. Haruto discovers a mysterious and powerful mecha called Valvrave and starts using it to protect the module from invasion. The students of the school soon learn that both the superpowers have their eyes set on Valvrave, and so they declare the independence of Module 77 from JIOR and name the newfound state New Gior. Soon, the students discover more mecha, and some of them claim each and unite with Haruto to defend their state. The story takes a different turn when a Dorsian spy meets Haruto and claims to start a revolution in his nation, which leads to Haruto allowing him to join his ranks. If you enjoyed shows like Code Geass, you will be captivated by Kakumeki Valvrave's story arc and delivery. Now, time for the top 3. Casshern Sins. Will robots ever take over the world and subjugate mankind? Well, in Casshern Sins, they do, and their leader, Breaking Boss, rules with an iron fist, who crushes any resistance to his rule. Meanwhile, human hope is rekindled when Luna is brought forth and is perceived to be mankind's salvation. However, when Breaking Boss hears about this, he seeks to eradicate her for being a potential threat, and for this task, he sends 3 of his best cyborg warriors, Casshern, Dio, and Lida. Casshern succeeds, but at what cost? Centuries later, the world had turned into a true dystopian nightmare, and even robots who were supposed to be immortal start to corrode with the atmosphere filled with poison. Humans, unable to reproduce, are on the brink of extinction. Robots, fearing death, see only one way to redemption: to eat Casshern. Casshern, who has somehow lost all of his memory, must now survive death at every turn while blinded from the past. Black Cat. The number 2 spot goes to Black Cat. This anime has a main character who's an assassin, and not just any kind of assassin, but the notorious Train Hartnett, known by his alias, Black Cat. He's one of a kind, the best money can buy emissary of death. He works for a powerful secret organization called Kronos. After a successful mission to kill a feared mobster and soon-to-be governor, Train stumbles upon Saya Minatsuki, a charming bounty hunter who is full of life. Soon they develop an odd friendship, despite Train's cold attitude. They both start frequenting each other at night, and Saya's positive outlook on life causes Train to contemplate his life choices as an assassin. He decides to leave his old life behind and become a bounty hunter, but this incurs the wrath of Kronos, and particularly his underling Creed Diskenth. Will Train's determination cause him to stay on the new path of life, or will the danger of his previous organization cause him to retrace his footsteps? Watch Black Cat to find out. Blade. In the first place, we have the Marvel Animated Series, which is an anime based upon both the Blade film trilogy and the original comics and is a hybrid of both storylines. Talking about hybrids, the show is about Eric Brooks, a half-human, half-vampire who hunts vampires because his mother was attacked and killed by one. He is a daywalker and so has the vampire strength but does not share their weakness to sunlight and silver. This gives him a very fearsome reputation among vampires who know him as Blade. Blade sets out to seek vengeance by killing Deacon Frost, the guy who killed his mother, and to annihilate the vampire organization he ran. If you're an anime fan who loves Marvel, this show is definitely for you. Who do you think should have made the list? Don't forget to comment and tell us.